What you're seeing is the my SL-HF1000 on the bottom here that's playing. It's got a problem in the, I believe the problem with it's got a problem with the color, and I believe that the color processor has started to fail. I suspect that the color processor has some bad capacitors, because it's the color is getting worse, and sometimes the screen will completely blank out in this black. So I believe that this problem is going to be in the color processing board, and I think one of the issues that's going to be is probably some bad capacitors, caps that have went bad. You can see the color is not right, or the color will be fine, and then it'll mess up, and then it'll be fine. Now, if we rewind the thing, sometimes I can get it to clear up. So it's but anyway, that is some of the problems that's occurring with this machine. So we're gonna have to do a repair on this SL-HF1000 here. Now, this one is my playback deck, so I need to have this thing up and going. Now, yeah, I can play tapes in this one, but this one's connected as a recorder. This is my main recorder. So I need to have my other 1000 working, and this one, you'll notice that has cosmetic issues. Because when I got it delivered to me, it was delivered damaged. Got damaged in the mail. And because it's so hard to find an SL-HF1000, I decided to just put the pieces back together, as many pieces back together as I can. This thing was broken for a very long time, for about a good year or so. This machine wasn't working, so not only was it damaged in the shipping, but it was claimed to be in working condition, and it wasn't. And I fixed it by putting a new Hall effect device in it, and that fixed it. But now it's got another problem with the color. Yeah, the colors are not right, and you can see a lot of haziness. There's a lot of graininess. See the grain and all the color bleeding and stuff that's happening. So that's I was thinking that maybe it might be maybe a problem in the head amp, but then when the colors started going really screwy, and I even had some images of black and white. Like, for a few seconds I would have a black and white image. I'm gonna let this thing go for a few minutes, and I'll let it mess itself up. I'll make sure I'll let it mess up where there's no picture at all. That way you can see what it's doing. I mean, you can kind of see what's going on there. Like, see the color? See all that happening? All those colors and stuff? So there's a lot of problems that this thing is having with color and playback. Picture quality is very, very poor right now. So, and this is these are trailers of Fairy Tale Theater trailers. See the color? It's not right. The color is not right at all. and see how it's real dark. So that's definitely an issue with the Chroma board. The Chroma is your color and the luminance is your black and white signal. So our color signal is having an issue. And like I said, I suspect some bad capacitors. So, and I will get it to mess up here so that I can show you what it does. Because it'll play fine for a while and then it'll just have an issue. And if I hit fast forward or rewind, it seems to bring the color back. It brings it back, but so anyway, so I'll get it to mess up here so that you can see what it does, what it looks like, and this weekend we'll take it down, tear it down, and get it repaired, because this is my main playback deck, so it's very crucial that I get it back up and going. Even every once in a while, I'll have to repair my own equipment. I maintain my own equipment. I don't just restore them and sell them. Sometimes I'll have problems with my own personal machines and have to repair them. See, this is what it's doing. It's starting to mess up here. See that? So that's definitely going to be on the color processor. Now, I can't show much of this picture because I do not want to get hit with a copyright, but because the color is not quite right, maybe YouTube will understand. See that? This is what's going on, and this is the one that's playing. As you can see, it is playing back a tape. Okay. And look at the color. Color is really, really bad. So this is what this thing is doing. Sometimes it's like you're trying to get it to do it on camera and doesn't seem to do it. See, now it's cleared up. Now it's messed up again. So it'll actually completely go out. I've seen it several times where a picture will just go black. You know, so, but that's what it's doing. This is the symptom, and this is what we have to repair and work on. And the bottom player here is the one that's playing and having the issue. See, that's really bad now. Look at that. That is what it's doing. So this is definitely going to be in the color processor. I suspect that we've got some bad caps, although it may not be capacitor related, because typically when a capacitor gets warmed up, it'll stop failing, so it may not even be a capacitor, but then again, I think it is, because see, now it's cleared itself up. So it goes through these things where sometimes it'll be fine, and other times it'll start playing really, really bad. So that's what it's doing, and it's intermittent. It's not doing it constantly, just every once in a while. So we're gonna take apart this weekend, and we'll take a look at it and get it fixed, because I gotta have this fixed. This is my main playback deck. So I'm playing Rip Van Winkle, Shelley DuVall's Fairy Tale Theater. See, now the color is doing it again. See? It's messed up again. But anyway, so we will be doing that. So anyway, you can see what it's doing, and this shows you what's going on and what's happening. So you know, we're gonna take a look at this. So we'll take a look at this this weekend. Okay, this is almost as bad as it gets. It gets a lot worse than this. I've seen the screen go completely out. Okay, this is as bad as it gets. That right there. It's where it's completely black now. So that's what I'm demonstrating. That's what I'm trying to show you. And that's what we're going to fix. Okay, the color just quit. It's now black and white. So we definitely have a problem in the color processing board. I'm about 99% sure that the issue is in the color processing board. Hey guys, so this is the Betamax man, and I finally have some time to work on this thing. This is the pinnacle of all beta decks, the SL-HF1000, and the special badging here, super high band, 6.0 megahertz, Beta 1S, with a problem, an issue in the Chroma board, as you seen previous in this video. You seen the part where we're having trouble with the colors, and at times it'll go black and white. So the problem is going to be in the Chroma board. The Chroma is where the color processing is done. There's luminance, which is your black and white signal, and then you have Chroma, which is your color. And the Chroma board on the 1000 is going to be underneath, if I remember correctly. This particular machine does have a lot more circuitry than a regular Betamax. This particular one, if I remember right, this one had a problem in the Hall effect device. The Hall effect device failed, and I had to replace it. Basically, the idler motor is what failed. So we're going to we'll take the top off, and I'll show you the inside, and then we'll take the bottom off. We'll show you the circuit board is on the bottom that we'll need to get into. And this is actually going to have capacitor issue. Capacitors are going bad now. Back in the 80s, Sony was well known for using capacitors that were manufactured by a company called Elna. Elna caps, probably about 95% of the time when I see them, I change them, because A lot of times they're bad. So now I don't know if we've got any leaky caps. We might have. So we'll take the top off. Okay, so here's the top. This one has two rotary transformers. It's got one for the video head and one for the flying erase head. So this is actually the flying erase head. And basically the information gets deleted, or the info gets erased within less than a second. So basically with the flying erase head will erase the tape before it hits the recording head. Now, on a unit that does not have flying erase heads, the recording starts before the erase head erases. That's why if you hit stop and you hit record again, you'll see like a rainbow colored line that goes down. That's because the information was recorded on it before the erase head was able to erase the information. Now it takes about a second for the erase head to kick in, and that's why you get that rainbow line through in the beginning of the recording. If you were to hit, say, stop and then hit the record, you'll see the transition of the rainbow line. And so flying erase heads really solves that issue. You can make perfect edits without getting that rainbow colored line, because the tape is being erased before it hits the record head. So that is something that was really cool. Now there's some UK models, beta machines for the PAL beta machines. They had a lot of machines that had flying erase heads. There were not very many American models that had flying erase heads. I think the 1000 and there was a couple of the industrial beta machines that had flying erase heads, but there were not very many. There were only 2 or 3 machines that actually had flying erase heads. So anyway, so what we'll do here is we'll go and take the bottom off and we'll get started. Now you'll notice that there's some cosmetic damage, and it was done in shipping. The guy did not ship it properly. He did not put anything to protect the unit. He didn't put enough bubble wrap, not enough packing, and so the front faceplate got damaged. And so unfortunately this is something that I have to live with until I can find, maybe somebody will have a parts deck, a 1000 parts deck online for cheap that I can buy just for the faceplate. But so far, and I do have some of the pieces. The eject button is missing. I do have the plastic cover that goes over this, and because there's a light that's supposed to say Super Beta on one side and Hi-Fi on the other. Anyway, so we'll get started. We'll take the bottom panel off, and we'll find where the Chroma board is. Again, I believe that the Chroma board is going to be on the bottom. So let's get started. Okay, so we're on the bottom now, and I've got the screws out so we can lift the board up and change out all the capacitors. Okay, so our color processing board is right in this area. So this is the area of the board that we want to focus on. One of the nice things about working on a Sony machine, Sony's marked everything. And you'll see here it says Chroma processor. Okay, so that is where we want to go. Now there's also other components. Well, look, it even there's like capstan drive, drum drive, things like that. Now let's just say that you had a beta machine, an SL-HF1000, and the head drum isn't turning. You might want to check in this area of the board. There's a couple of capacitors. Check here first that go bad. Sometimes it's the actual motor that's failed, but anyway, I just thought it was cool and wanted to show you where exactly the area that we're going to work on. So let's just see what caps that we have. Well, I see some I have some of the ELNAs. So there's at least 4 ELNAs or 5 ELNA caps that I can see. This is an ELNA, that one, this one, that one, and this one is an ELNA. And there's a Rubicon. This is a Rubicon. It's a, what is that, a 16? Or no, it's a 25 volt at 47. Here's one of the ELNAs is a 50 volts at 1 microfarad. Here's a 16 at 10, but that's not an ELNA. But we'll check all of them. These yellow ones, these are ELNAs, so there's at least 7 ELNAs. Oh, 8. So I'm seeing a bunch of them. Okay, the scary thing is, and the thing that really kind of sucks, is a lot of times, sometimes these capacitors, they start to leak. And when they start leaking, usually it destroys the traces on the board. So you have to do what's called a bridge, where you're following where does that lead go to, and you've got to put a bridge from where the lead starts to the actual cap. So we might have to do some bridging depending on if we have any that has started to leak, and or if we have any where because if they start leaking, they do damage the traces on the board, which is something that most people don't talk about. They don't talk about if you've got a trace that's damaged, how do you fix that? How do you correct that problem? How do you get it working again? Okay, well, that's something that we can do that we'll talk about. But let's get a meter, and I'm gonna check. The Elnas are gonna be the first ones that I check, and we'll see if any of them are bad. I'm sure that they are. I'm not gonna. I'll probably just replace the Elnas if the other ones are working. These two are Nichicon. It's kind of weird why they use different brands. Like, why not just stick with all one brand? Why not use a name brand cap that is known to be good, such as Nichicon are very good capacitors. I love those. I also like some of the cheaper low-grade caps. You know, you can get an assortment of capacitors. The assortment of caps that you can get in these little kits like I get, yes, those are cheaper caps, but they work great for doing this kind of a project. Alright, I'm gonna get my meter here, and we're gonna check some of these caps, and we'll see what ones that will need to be changed. Alright, so first thing to do is to find exactly where the caps are located, and they usually have them marked. So I'm gonna check. There we go. This is the one we want to check. Right here, check this one. Okay, that one is bad. That one's okay. I'm just gonna check the ones that I think are suspect for right now. Yeah, that one's bad for sure on that one. So these are the caps that we changed, and there was quite a few that were leaking and actually did damage the trace on the board. One of them I had to bridge, which is right here. There were some other ones that most of the trace was gone. There's about, you know, half a trace left. Not sure where some of the traces go to. So that's why I just kind of left them as half of a trace. Because it does have continuity, it just doesn't have much of a trace left, but it does have enough left to make connection to the circuit board. So now it's time to put this thing back together and hook it back up. So as you can see, all these have been changed. Basically, I have changed every one of those caps on the board. Even the ones that were registering okay, I decided that I'm already in there, why not change all of them? And this should actually increase the quality of the picture. So it should be, this thing should play back and record quite well now, so shouldn't have any more issues. So we are good to go, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the screws back into the circuit board. I'm gonna leave the bottom panel off until I know that we've successfully repaired the machine. So just in case that the machine, there's a failure in one of the caps. I mean, they had continuity, so it should work okay. Well, she's playing a cassette, and there's that front piece that's completely broke now that I've got to glue. I would say that this thing is playing quite nicely. The picture quality has definitely improved. Now this is Fairy Tale, Shelley Duvall's Fairy Tale Theater, and so I can show this without getting a copyright strike against me. So that's what I'm gonna play here. Here's the piece. I need to get these pieces glued so that they don't break even more. But we'll fast forward here to a better part. But you can see the colors are quite good. So, yeah, this one's working beautifully, and I'm very happy with it. And the tracking is dead center. The tracking is just beautifully. And the one thing I love about the 1000 is the front input jacks. You can hook up whatever device you want, such as a camera. I think that they were thinking of hooking up either a camera or another video device, such as a VHS or another Betamax that you can plug into the inputs and make your editing. I've always loved the front input jacks on these, and I don't know. I might sell this. I don't know. I haven't really decided yet. I don't think I will. I think I'm gonna keep it because these are so hard to find, you know. Even though there are some cosmetic issues with it, machine performs beautifully. So, and you can see that the quality of this picture is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So, the quality is now wonderful. So the tracking is bang on. I'm very happy with this beautiful piece of machinery. Oh yeah, we need to eject it here. But it just performs beautifully. So I think that this is going to end the repair. And thank you for watching. This is truly one of the best machines ever made. Yeah, with this thing not only being able to record. Oh, there goes that light. Yeah, so with the, the ability to not only do perfect edits, not only to record, but you have title inserts. Now, I have a remote for this, but I don't know where it is at the moment. When I moved to this house, I don't remember where I put the remote, but I had a remote for this thing, the original factory remote that I had for this, and you had the ability to do title inserts, so you could basically put titles and stuff up on the screen. You could, with the two machines hooked up together, you can do synchro editing. You could play you could cut certain scenes. You could basically mark, it's called indexing, where you would mark the start of the image and mark the ending of the image, and then you can continue, and then you could have the machine automatically play back those scenes that you selected and have the recording one record, and it will start the recording at the start of the playback of the certain sections. This machine, if used to its full capacity, is one of the best machines ever made. Really was. I think this is the best VCR in general of all VCRs. It doesn't matter what it was, whether it was VHS or Beta. This machine is the pinnacle, the best of the best. Now I've got to hit the eject here. I'm gonna have to put an eject button on here because where's that other one? I got one with a hook on it here. That's the one I want to use because I can hit the eject. Anyway, so that is that. I'm gonna have to glue these pieces on so that they permanent. And I do have the little plate that goes across here. So what I'm gonna do is put the eject button. One of my parts decks has an eject button that is basically the same. The SL-100 basically has a eject button that is basically the same, and it will work on this machine. So I'll put that in and then put the plate on, but I gotta get some glue and get these pieces glued back on because it's gonna keep breaking even more if I don't glue them into place and get them in there permanently. But this is definitely, had a lot of usage, and it was damaged in shipment, So that's the sad thing, is that it was damaged, and there's a piece here that's missing. But my other one is in perfect cosmetic condition, except for on the other one, this top piece here is broke out. So they have a tendency to, a lot of the 1000s that I've seen for sale, There were some of them that actually had the same problem, where the front faceplate and stuff was breaking on it because the plastic has just become very brittle and old. And you know, with this not being packed right, it was damaged in shipping. This is my second machine, so this is actually my playback deck. So this is going to be my playback deck, and then of course my other deck is my recording deck. So but with these, you can connect these with a, I think they call it an S cable, and it's like a little control cable that will actually link the two machines together, and they can do that indexing that I was talking about earlier just a minute ago. But anyway, so the next thing that I'll do while I have this thing apart is clean the heads. And I've done a head cleaning procedure on this, so I'm not gonna show that, but I'm very happy with the repair of this machine, and I think that's gonna end this video. And I do have a collection of Rip Van Winkle, or Shelley Duvall's Fairy Tale Theater. I have 2 Rip Van Winkles. So, let me show you my collection of Fairy Tale Theater as far as beta. Now, I have it on both. I have it on beta, and I have some episodes on CED. Anyway, I'll show you my collection here. So here is my Shelley Duvall collection. I have several tapes. Some of them are in hi-fi, and some of them are not. Well, before I go, I just thought I would show you what I've done to it. I've got some black electrical tape here holding the plastic pieces into place, and I still gotta get a button, put a button in there for the eject, and I've got tape holding it for now. And when I've put a eject button in here, then what I'll do is glue it and put this on permanently. But for right now, this looks a lot better than having the two holes. So I've got the Super Beta and the Beta Hi-Fi logo lining up instead of the holes, the 2 green lights, which look terrible unless it's got this piece on there. So I think cosmetically looks a whole lot better. So anyway, there'll be more videos coming up soon. There will be more videos. I'll be doing some machines. I'm gonna work on a couple of I've got an NEC Beta Hi-Fi that I'm gonna be working on. I'm trying to find a part for it. I need a capstan motor for it in order to get that one going. I do have a NEC Super Beta Hi-Fi, which we'll be working on as well soon, later on down the road. I'd like to get, because I have 2 of those NEC Super Beta, VCN65EU is the model number of those, and we'll be working on those. And I am going to be shopping for some more projects Preferably the Sony brand, because the NECs just don't sell like the Sonys. And also the Sanyo's just don't sell very well. The Sonys do, but the Sony is the pioneer of the format, so it makes sense why people would want Sony branded one instead of Sanyo or NEC or Toshiba. The Toshibas do okay as far as sale value, but mainly the Sonys that sell, so I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.